moment, just been healing up this tame right here, because it's got a number of levels, and I've added hit points to it, and it doesn't automatically get like the health from that, because that would be kind of unfair to allow somebody to just like sit on levels and then use that for like free healing. So what I'm doing here is the tame that I'm on right now is called a snow owl, and its ability is to do what you're seeing here, where everything's covered in frost, but you know, it's doing a heal. There's faster ways to do healing. There's really only one other way to do it, and that's this other king called the Deodon. It's basically like a pig, and that can heal a lot more, like a lot more of your dinosaurs, or tames really, because it's not just dinosaurs. But they chew through food to do their effect, and that's a lot to manage. And I'm just not set up yet to like be able to like have a massive amount of food at any one time. Like whenever I need to get food, I actually have to like go out real quick, which it's not the worst, but still it's a bit much to manage. I'd have to do some expanding to make that easier, and I'm going to do something soon. There's a type of plant that you can get from one of the other servers that lets you you literally like have like they're meat plants. So I'll be able to have those set up, and when I need meat, I'll be able to just go hit them up, just chomp on my own plants, and use that meat for me. What I'm doing here is just getting some food on these tames called Maywings. These are basically mobile nurseries. Still got some food. So I've got you know, babies that are on it. Might get that balloon print, maybe. You want them both for a while. I know, and I'm having to sit here and like explain a lot of these concepts right now, just because there's kind of a lot that goes on. So this is something they introduced later on at some point called the cryopod. Allows you to literally just take your dinosaurs, put them in that, and keep them. Put them in these cryo fridges and keep them that way, so you don't have to keep them out, keep them fed all the time. And what I'm working on with these at the moment is a thing called imprinting. So it goes up to 100%, and if you have it at 100% when they get to an adult, meaning like you raised it from baby up, it gets up to a 30% damage bonus and damage resistance bonus. Oh, unfortunately, like I missed the timer with this one, so this one's only going to be at 83%, but it's fine. Like these shadow mains here are one of the newer things that get introduced into the game, and they're pretty powerful. And these are custom ones that I bought from somebody with this black and purple scheme, and they're birthed. Okay. Alright, I've turned that down. Let me know how that is. Sorry, like I said, I told you I had to reinstall Windows, so like this is basically just a fresh install of OBS, which is unfortunate. Alright, I didn't kick you off. So I've just been kind of holding off doing any kind of like explanations until I know how the audio balance is. And I'm also not sure how the mic is either right now, because instead of using the studio mic, this is just my gaming headset. So I thought I'd mute myself, and we'll have to deal with a little bit of feedback so I can see how this comes across. What the hell, YouTube? Oh wow, it seems like my mic is super quiet on there. Interesting. Oh wow, it seems like my mic is super quiet on there. Why is this mic so quiet? Windows mess with my microphone volume? That's at 100%. Fun. Apologize for, people just sitting here with this. I just don't understand why my microphone is this quiet. Start adding some PvE to this. Try that. Testing the microphone volume. Testing the microphone volume. Testing the microphone volume. Testing the microphone volume. That's a little better. Let's make that 5 dB and see how that goes. Nice. We'll take a cuddle, bruv. Let's make that 5 dB and see how that goes. Leopard's still ahead of maturation. Alright, that sounds a lot better. I think we're probably solid there. Reaper back. This is... Oh, you want to... Oh. I'll have to... When it's nighttime, I'll make sure you see... You're going to see something that I think you're going to find is quite cool. It's a neighbor... their groove. I haven't met them yet. I've been kind of dying to bump into them. So I generally check in chat kind of often about like where they're at, because I want to say like what they did is really sweet, but haven't caught them online yet. But they built a structure close by that I think you're gonna love. But it's best seen at night. Yeah, so what I'm doing at the moment now, now that I know that you can hear me, is I'm raising babies, and there's a process of imprinting on them. So as they mature, which takes, I mean, some of them take ages, like Gigas take 2 weeks, actual 2 solid weeks of time for them to be from a baby to an adult. They eat a lot of food, so like these ones are some of the more pain in the asses to bring to adulthood. I have had many starve to death, and most of the time shenanigans. Like, I don't know why they starved, because there was food available, so it just didn't make any sense that they would starve. So what I'm using right now is these cryopods here, so that way I can put them in the pod, get them out of my little compound, because this place is tight. And those Gigas, while they're pretty small right now, they'll be about the size of that thing up there when they're done. And it gets kind of goofy, because like their hitboxes, so like you can see me bouncing. Their hitboxes are bigger than what they visually are. So it's like I don't have a whole lot of room to maintain the babies that are in here. So when I need them to do their imprinting process, when it's not cuddle, which just lets you basically hit the button and they're automatically, you know, set, I take them outside to do whatever imprinting process. Not to mention that we get the ability now with those tools to reset whatever they were asking for, because they have a pretty decent range of things they could want, you know, between specific kinds of food, or they might want to go for a walk, or the cuddle, which is arguably the best one, because that's just, again, you just hit the button and it's done. But when it comes to like wanting specific foods, they could want to go through and get like particular kibbles, which have, you know, a multitude of different ingredients. The most painful one being like you need particular eggs, depending on the type of kibble it is. And kibble's primary use is for taming wild monsters. It used to just be dinosaurs, but now we've got all this other stuff too, like we got these shadow manes, for instance. But yeah, so yeah, they use the kibble because, like, with the whole taming process, what you have to do is, you need to, generally speaking, knock them out, and you could do that with like clubs if you want, if you're feeling brave, generally speaking. But what I think is easiest is to just use, use the tranquilizer system. My primary use on that is a long neck rifle with tranq darts, and I just keep shooting them with that until the tranquilizers, make them pass out, and then you kind of got to babysit them while they're there, and make sure that they stay in with torpor. And once their food starts getting, this is the technique I'm describing here is called starve taming. It's the most effective means of doing it. Is once their food gets down to a certain point, you're able to then feed them their preferred food, which generally speaking is one of the different types of kibbles, and that will give them level bonuses based on you using the proper kibble. I'll be right back. My dinner has just arrived. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Just doing a little bit of a meat run. So I just want to keep my fridges stocked at the moment. Nice. So I've got this thing here called this one's a tech trough, so this is one of the advanced ones. Like, this is one of the end game things, but it's a refrigerated food trough, so that way the food doesn't really get much of a chance to spoil. Like, generally speaking, it lasts a long time. Like, here, let's get one that's like full. Alright, well, yeah, so like this stack of meat here, it's, like, it looks like, I think, probably based on that, I think it's like 16 hours per single piece of meat. So 16 times 40. So, like, having it in this trough here makes it last ages. So that way it's, it's eaten instead of turned into spoiled meat. Which, spoiled meat's not a bad thing. There's actually a couple of different uses for it, but I don't need that use right now. Ooh. My mantises are done. Oh boy. More babies. Come on, follow me a little bit. So I'm about to hatch. Oh, I don't want those eggs. Alright, so we're about to have some baby mantises. Oh yeah, look at all that purple. Bunch of pink on that one too. So, not bad, no. This thing can probably be usable. What's this other egg? Nice, not bad for starting stats on those. So now we're gonna back the Maywing up. Have it pick up the babies. Oh, server must be lagging. Not, what the hell? What's going on? You've got one baby. Oh. That was loaded up. Kick off that other baby, because it doesn't really need to be there, because it's an adolescent now. Really, the big advantage with these Maywings is that when things are in the actual like baby stage, they can't take care of themselves, so they have to be. Normally, you would have to hand feed them. You would have to personally give them the food to make sure that they eat and they won't starve to death. But at some point, they introduce these Maywings, put a saddle on them, and then they'll literally hold on to them up to 4 at a time. So you just put food in the Maywing and they'll feed the baby. And then once they're out of the baby stage and they go to juvenile, they'll be able to eat from the tech trough, so that it becomes easier to manage. But it's also nice just keeping them in the saddles, because then they're tiny and they stay out of the way. I wish you could put Gigas in them, the Giganotosaurus, if that's how you say it. But they won't go in there. It's like, so far, it's the only dinosaur I've found that won't go in those pouches. Well, like this game, you start off very primitive. You start off naked on the beach. You gotta start like, kind of like the beginning of this is almost like Minecraft. You gotta go punch trees and kind of get yourself started that way. Oh, right. Now you get to see the thing I was talking about. It's nighttime. The LGBTQ pagoda. And I hope you're there, Groove, so you can see this. I don't know, again, like, I haven't met this neighbor. I keep checking to see if they're online so I can tell them how awesome this is. But, like, this popped up overnight. They had this, like, little shack next to me at one point, and then they turned it into this. Yeah, like, they put a lot of effort into this thing. It's fantastic. So I stepped in the wrong spot. Oh, he doesn't have the doors open today. But what he's done is he's taken these lights here. This is one of the end game things, tech lights, and he's applied colors to them so that way they broadcast all over it. So those colors are always on, and sometimes you can see a little bit during the day, but yeah, at night, that's when this is popping. And it's been up for over a week, and I've not yet seen this guy get on. So I can be like, yo, this is awesome. Eat. And it's been a few days since they've been on. See that from the demolish timer. So I'm not sure what they're up to. But I'm hoping at some point I'm gonna bump into them. So now, so I can get through. Ugh, I hate dealing with that, their space. So this is another one of the end game things, the Tech Strider. You have to get this in one of the other maps called the Genesis 2 simulation. Oh, whoops! I gotta turn that stuff in. That's used for gathering materials quite easily because you have these tech dedicated boxes, and those can link up to them directly, so you can just have it when you're gathering that stuff, it'll automatically just teleport that material into the box, so you don't have to worry about like carrying it around. It's quite nice. Saves you a lot of time, and especially with the fact that I've got the teleporters unlocked, like I can pop around to a number of different places on the map to go gather particular materials. What my goal is right now is to transfer to one of the other servers that I have things set up on. So that way I can try to tame... Oh, whoops. Put that cryopod back. This has been like one of the parts that's been a little rough with dealing with this particular version of the game, because this exists on PC. But I had a buddy, who wanted to play this with me, and he's like, "Hey, it's included in Xbox Game Pass," which I have, so I hopped on that, and fortunately he doesn't play it anymore, but I'm kind of stuck with it. But the Xbox version does not. The servers are not fantastic. I don't know if they're just running on outdated hardware or what, but we have regular performance issues with this. But I've kind of got a little bit of like the sunk cost fallacy kind of thing going on. I've put too much time in this to give up on it. I've wanted to complete all the content on this game for a while, and I've made a pretty significant effort into doing that. There isn't a ton left of like end game tasks that I need to complete at this point, but there's still a lot of prep work to get to that point. It's like this is my implant here, so it shows I've beaten all of the island bosses. I have so like I've got all of the engrams unlocked for building like the tech stuff, and then 15 bonus levels, because like your max level base is 105, but with this I've got additional bonus levels. I've been on another island and killed the Manticore boss. I can't remember which map that is off the top of my head. I've killed I have almost gotten to the final boss on this other map, Aberration, but I've killed the beta version of the boss, not the alpha. Yes. Yep. And this is, like, I tried to make the guy fairly normalish, but there are people that wind up building, like, you can go nuts with, like, being, like, super tall, really skinny, like, or having, like, massive, like, biceps, teeny little legs. Like, the sliders are kind of all over the place, so you can look pretty goofy. But I tried to make my guy fairly normal, and then I used the scissors to change his hairstyle to this one, which is called Romantic. His beard's coming along again. It's not as full as it once was, because I used the scissors to cut it to get the hair from it. So now it's going out and trying to find a particular dinosaur I want to tame. So this is the thing that's on my back here is a relatively newish edition called the Cinema Crops, and it's basically the backpack. You know, lets me fly around, and like you can actually like hold it and fly. You don't have to just glide, but then you can, you know, just have it float you down too. So it saves you a lot of trouble. But like that's used for like small trips. This is my primary flyer right now. This is my blood crystal wyvern. I've named him Malkavian. He's got this cool blood attack. You can see it takes you know, takes the health from them and gives it to me. So the dinosaur I'm looking for is called the Doedecarus, and as I understand it, they're pretty decent at gathering a particular material type on here called element dust. Element's kind of the end game material for crafting, like the tech stuff, you know, the futuristic type thing. And unfortunately, like, we're not allowed to transfer element or element dust, or excuse me, element or element shards from one server to another, but we can transfer element dust. So, like, when I need to go to another server to set up, like, I don't have to bother with, like, building a base and putting a basic generator down, which means running cabling to everything. I can build a tech generator, which has a pulse range, and anything that's inside of that range gets power, but it requires element to run. So by being in here, I can farm up element dust, craft that into element, and take that to wherever I need to go. Because like I can bring the element dust with me to the other server, and then craft it into element to make what's needed. And I had a buddy show me that using the Doedecarus on these things here, because like there's these lampposts that you can destroy for crystal and element dust. Oh, I forgot, he'll eat crystal. It's convenient. I haven't actually gone through the process of taming any of the wyverns I've gotten, because I haven't wanted to bother raising it. There's to raise them from a baby to an adult is frustrating, because you have to have the wyvern milk, and you have to go to one particular place to go get that, and you have to like sneakily grab it, and I've just not wanted to bother. I've not cared that much about getting one of these, but I've run into some people that have been like just wanting to get rid of what they have, so I was able to just go and get free. Okay, if you want to die young. I'm honestly just looking to park this real quick and switch up what I have out. Well, I should take a minute and eat. I got my food just sitting here. Wow. This is a giant ass base. I have all those plots set up, but like, what the hell? They have this massive base set up, but they've got nothing going on in it. Huh. Bacon. So yeah, I'll it's just you and I watching, so I'm gonna kill the stream for now.